10 foods that you should be eating to be able to lose your belly fat. In this video, I'm gonna show you, and the foods behind me, the 10 foods that you're currently eating, which aren't helping you in terms of losing your belly fat. And I'm gonna show you the exact substitutions you should be making to be able to make this effortless. Now, let me explain why this is important. This is a pound of fat. And to lose a pound of fat in a week, you need to burn 3,500 calories or be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. And this is where you get that you need to be in a 500 daily caloric deficit, 3,500 divided by 7 days in a week. With the foods I'm about to show you, when you make this substitution, it will make your entire dieting process effortless. My clients love this information I give them because it's a decade of my experience that you're gonna get by just watching this video to the very end. So I highly recommend you do that, so you even have one of the meals, or if not all of them, change your entire perspective in terms of getting into a deficit. But let's not waste any time. Let's move on to food number one. Now, I will start with the breakfasts, we'll go on to the lunch, and then we'll finish off with dinner and snacks. Now, what's quite common that a lot of people will say, Mike, I'm eating healthy granola every day. In this cup here is exactly 200 calories. What I highly recommend is a cup of oats instead. Now, to give you the macros for both, in this granola, we have 200 calories, 33 carb, 7.4 grams of fat, and 4.2 grams of protein. In this cup of oats, we have 37.9 grams of carbs, 5 fat, and 2.5 grams of protein. Macros and calories are pretty similar, relatively. Why oats is better? According to the satiety index, oats/porridge will make you feel the fullest for longest. Why? The oats will absorb a lot of water, which will consequently expand in your stomach and make you feel fuller for longer. So always having oats in your diet and in your breakfast is an amazing way to have a source of carbohydrates in the morning and that you can have throughout. Now, if you go intermittent fasting, that's another story, but I'll always go for oats. And if you ever wondered, why do all bodybuilders eat oats? It's because it allows them to feel fuller for longer. In breakfast foods, it has the highest satiety index. And let's move on into another breakfast. I get this commonly, Dr. Mike, I love having dried fruit. It's healthy, right? No. Most of this is 200 calories, and this is only 7 pieces of dried mango, and it's mainly just carbohydrates. Conversely, what I highly recommend having instead of dried fruit is actual fruit, right? And more so the berries. The berries are very low calorie and some of the best fruits that you can have in your diet, period. I have here blueberries and I have here strawberries, and this is 200 calories. Compare 7 pieces of mango, 200 calories, to this plate of strawberries and blueberries. And in here, why these are amazing for your diet is that it contains polyphenols, which are amazing for your overall gut health. So if you're going to have a serving of fruit, this is what 200 calories feels like. So if you're feeling like, man, I'm still feeling hungry, it's probably because you're making poor decisions like this. So I would highly recommend making the substitution. And just to tell you, right, in this 7 pieces of mango is 50 grams of carbohydrates. This is 50 grams of carbs, which is insane, and most of that is just sugar. Those are the breakfast options that I'll show you. And now that I was thinking of it, if you guys want me to turn all of these healthier options, these 10 foods, into meals, where I show you, hey, look, this is how you turn this whole thing into a meal, leave the video the gentle thumbs up and comment down below, Dr. Mike, show us the meals of the 10 healthy foods, and I'll make that video and I'll show you different recipes that you can follow, and I'll show you exactly what you should be eating. But let me know, leave it a thumbs up and comment down below. Now this is arguable, but I think there's a point that I want to make, right? For lunch, this is what 200 calories worth of pumpkin looks like, and this is what 200 calories of potatoes look like. Now, the difference isn't tremendous, but this will give you higher amounts of volume because of the fiber that's in there. What I want you to remember is fiber will always equal fullness. The more fiber in a food, the better fullness you'll feel and the better for your overall digestion. Personally, I prefer eating pumpkin. But according to the satiety index, in terms of lunches and carbohydrate meals, potatoes has the highest satiety index. So potatoes aren't a bad option. But in my experience, eating pumpkin on my diet, I always get a single digit body fat having pumpkin. And what I like to have my pumpkin with is I'll have pumpkin and steak or pumpkin and chicken, and it makes an amazing lunch or an amazing dinner, and it's very, very filling. So just to give you the macros, this is 350 grams worth of pumpkin, which comes out to 200 calories, 35 carb, 0.3 fat, 6.7 grams of protein, right? 350. Now for the potatoes, that's 240 grams, right? So less in weight, which gives you 49 grams of carbs, 0.2 grams of of fat and 5.3 grams of protein. This has higher fiber, so I would always go for this. Again, both of them are equally great lunch options to go for, but personally, I'm always gonna go for the pumpkin because I get a bit more volume and a bit more fiber for my digestion. Let's move on. Look at this, guys. 200 calories worth of carbs, and this is rice. Now, something I do that has been a game changer for me is substituting the rice for cauliflower rice. So think of it. You can have 200 calories of rice or 200 calories of cauliflower rice. And what I do, right, and just so you guys see that I'm not trying to say this is good and bad, I will have half of this rice and I'll mix it in with the cauliflower rice so I feel a bit of both. So I'm getting some good carbs from the rice and the cauliflower rice. But I just wanted to show you, look at the massive difference in terms of caloric intake. This is another option you can have, right, is you can add shirataki rice as well. And this is 20 calories of shirataki rice. This is 400 grams in the bag. Now granted, there's some water in here, but in here is also 20 calories, right? So something that I do, and you've seen me make a meal like this, I'll take this rice and I'll mix it into my cauliflower rice, and to add more volume, if you can eat, if you're hungry, you can add 2 packets of shirataki rice. I will say, because shirataki is 97% fiber, a lot of this fiber just absorbs the water. So I wouldn't overdo it because you're gonna spend a long time in the toilet. So watch out for the quantity. I don't normally go more than 2 of these packets on anything shirataki. But again, this is 20 calories. This is 200 calories. I would need 20 more of these bags to give you the equivalent of this. And it's another reason why so many people never know why they're not seeing results. It's because, one, you're not tracking, and this is 200 calories and it's very easy to overeat. And once you have the knowledge of what calories look like, it's easy to make better substitutions. So again, what I would make here is a lean ground beef stir fry type of situation, or a classic rice with lean ground beef, or rice with beans, or rice with chicken. You have many options, but cauliflower rice, that's 200 calories versus that. Incredible. Over the last 16 weeks, we've had a 99% success rate at Sculpt By Science, and it's because of a mechanism that I've developed called the DNA sequence. It's a culmination of all the scientific research I've done over the last decade, combining everything I've learned from biochemistry and microbiology and everything through medicine, and the experience I've gone through with nearly thousands of each and every single client that I've personally coached. I am now able to transform any physique as long as the person is dedicated, irrespective of their background. The people who come through my doors are busy professionals who are dedicated and finally want to see the six-pack once in their life. Their energy levels are optimized. They're eating the specific foods that they can eat, not only for this program, but what they'll be able to follow the rest of their life. Their sleep is optimized, and also their training and nutrition. And we look into so much more in terms of blood work. We do it all. If you want to know exactly how I'm able to use the DNA sequence and see such a high success rate, what we do is we go through a diagnosis. What you need to do is fill out the short questionnaire, and we'll be able to jump on a call and be able to see how the DNA sequence may be able to help you. We're also selective with who we work with, so please fill out as much information as possible so we can see if we can help you. But I'll see you in the next step. Another popular option is the zucchini noodles. Now again, this is what 200 calories worth of pasta looks like. 200 calories of zucchini noodles. So the way I like looking at it, if you're starting off at 3,000 calories, this is an amazing option to start off with. No problem. And I give my clients pasta, I give them noodles, but as you start bringing the calories down, but you want to make sure that you're staying full, satiated, and you're enjoying your diet, I will start adding in zucchini noodles, which gives you just so much more volume, and that is a serving of vegetable because essentially this is zucchini. And I also wanted to show you, here is another 20 calories of shirataki noodles. So what I like to do, right, when I get to sub 2,000 calories, I'll make a spaghetti bolognese, zucchini noodle bolognese, and I'll mix this packet with the zucchini noodles. I'll throw in the bolognese, I'll throw in the lean ground beef, and voila, there you have the same meal, and all you did was substitute this. And just to give you what the macros are on that particular pasta, right, that pasta has 41 grams of carbs, 0.9 grams of fat, and 7 grams of protein, where this is a fraction of that. But I wanted to show you guys just the difference in volume. And when you learn these new skills, it makes it an easier way for you to say, you know what, I'm feeling hungry on my diet, it's time to make a change. Now, another thing that is massive is sauces. Now, sauces, people don't want to track, but they contain calories, and that is the truth. Let me show you. Here we have Heinz barbecue sauce, right? Now if you take 2 tablespoons and 1 serving of the Heinz, you're gonna get 0 grams of protein, you're going to get 13 grams of carbs, and in terms of fat intake, 0 grams of fat. So it's just carbohydrates, right? But what if, and in here per serving, 30 grams is 50 calories. This here by G Hughes, this is fire, right? By G Hughes is 1/5 of the calories that you'd get in 1 serving. So in 1 serving, you get 10 calories in the G Hughes barbecue sauce. And when I make my meals now, I don't have to be afraid of using the spice and making my foods taste good. And that's another thing that stops people from seeing progress. Your food's bland, there's no flavor. Month 1 passes, you've lost some weight, but you're hating life because the food doesn't taste good. Finding substitutes like G Hughes. This is their sugar-free barbecue sauce. I have teriyaki sauce from G Hughes. Right, so you find other options like this, which is amazing for flavor, 5 calories, and they also have sugar-free ketchup. And I'll be honest with you guys, this tastes amazing. It is great for your diet. Give it a go. Order it. You can find it on Amazon. And if you say, hey, Dr. Mike, I didn't like it, let me know, but it's unlikely. I've tried many different barbecue sauces that are healthy or better in calories. I would definitely go for that. Now, we're going to get onto the snacks, but before we get onto the snacks, someone deserves a snack as well. High five. High five. Oh, this one. High five. Oh, good girl, mamas. No. Oh. Let's get into the snacks. I get this a lot, and you are probably doing this, that you're having a serving or a handful of nuts, cashews, or almonds, and yeah, I'm snacking on them. But this is what 200 calories looks like of snacks, of almonds, of cashews, where instead you could have 200 calories worth of air popped popcorn. Now, let me give you the macros as well, which is what is staggering about this, right? For the nuts that you're having, this is 47 grams, 200 calories. In here is 23.3 grams of carbs, 9.6 grams of fat, let's call it 10 grams, and 5.6 grams of protein. Conversely, you can have this, which is 42 carb, much less fat, 1/5 of the fat, and 6.5 grams of protein. So I would always opt for this. And the popcorn you can get from Amazon is called Skinny Pop Popcorn. Let me also explain why this is so important. Here we have, let's call it a pound of fat. This is the biggest mistake I see so many people doing. They'll grab a packet like this, right? And on it, it says cashew, it's baked, right? It's not fried or put in oil, all natural trans fatty acids, source of protein, source of dietary fiber, amazing, right? But in here, and if you look at it, it's just air, most of it, and this is 500 calories. You eat this, the whole packet a day, no fat loss for you. It was all to waste. And that's what happens with so many people, and that's why you never see results. It's because you're eating meals like this, which is just double the amount of these nuts that you're seeing. That doesn't allow you to get the results that you want. So when you make substitutions like for the air pop popcorn, which if you look at it, is so much more volume, you'll start seeing results. And this is why I say, if you just watch this video till the end, you will know exactly what foods you should substitute for. Another snack that is a game changer of a diet, and I'll tell you what other options you can do, is ice cream. I eat ice cream each and every single day. Now, we all know Ben & Jerry's, right? Mint cookie dough. In here is 370 calories, 22 grams of fat. So if you have 50 grams of fat a day, that's half of your fat's gone out the window. And we have 37 grams of carbs and 6 grams of protein. Conversely, you could have a better suited calories in terms of ice cream. This one's called Cali. It's 240 calories in a serving. In this serving here, we have 24 grams of protein, 7 grams of fat, which is much less than the 22 that was in there. And then also a lot less carbs. 20 grams of this is fiber, which your body doesn't even ingest. So in the US, I would recommend looking at Arctic Zero. Another thing you can do instead is Ninja, the brand that makes the air fryer, just released a thing called the Ninja Creamy. And I'll show it on the screen here, and search for it on Amazon. I've not used it yet, so I can't endorse it fully, but I've placed an order. And this Ninja Creamy makes you make any ice cream at home. I've also made my own homemade ice cream with a few ingredients that anyone can make with a blender. So So I'll link that in the video down below, and I'm showing you how to make it. But that is also an amazing way to make it feel like you're not on a diet, and that's so important. And finding substitutes like Ben & Jerry's to getting Cali, and this is in Malaysia for example, makes this whole process so much easier. I don't know about you, but I have a sweet tooth. Another thing you can do, we don't want to cut whole foods out completely, and especially foods you enjoy. So in this Snickers bar is exactly 240 calories. Now, for the macros, we have 30 grams of carbs, 12.2 grams of fat, and finally about 4.4 grams of protein. Conversely, you can save yourself the calories, save yourselves the fat, and get so much more protein in this bar. There's 170 calories in this bar, which is much less than the 250, and the macros on this bar is 9 grams of fat, which is much less. The same amount of carbs, but this almost has 3 times more of the protein. So knowing a good substitution like this will allow having a Snickers bar / chocolate, something sweet in your diet. Now I'll have these when I'm in the 2,500, as low as 200 calories. But when I want to take it to the next level, when I get on the quote unquote poverty macros, I've been having these cognac jellos, right? Which is 4 calories in here. And you've seen me talk about jello before. So jello is very low calorie. You can get from jello the 10 calories a pop that you can find in any of your stores. And I've been drinking this cognac jello, and amazing for macros. So what I highly recommend you guys to do, go into your grocery store, your Trader Joe's, your Whole Foods, whichever you have, even if it's at Walmart, and spend about an hour looking at what different healthier alternatives there are for the foods that you enjoy that will fit your macros, and it will make your entire process so much easier. Instead of spending hours and hours on the treadmill trying to burn off a Snickers, you could just spend 1 hour in the week looking at all the foods, and then you can save yourself all the time on the treadmill because you're seeing results because you're following your diet plan. Finally, one thing I just don't tolerate anymore is drinking your calories, right? So here's 320 milliliters of a Coca-Cola. So in this can is 61 calories, right? And from those 61 calories, we have 14.7 grams of carbs, which is basically just sugar. Instead, in this same can, you can save yourself the 61 calories. And in all honesty, you're gonna have about 5 of these cans. But what I've stopped with, or what I'm doing a lot less of, is I'm drinking sparkling water, and it can be any sparkling water, and I'm mixing it with a 0-calorie water enhancer. This makes my sparkling water taste better than a soda. So I highly recommend getting Robinson's. Orange is fire in terms of flavor. The black currant is another fire flavor. Mango and orange, that mix is also really great. And you can mix it with sparkling water or just even plain water. And I'm telling you, if you have this in your diet, you won't have a problem anymore of hitting your water intake. No go for sure. 0-calorie drinks are an amazing option. So this is Coke Zero. So basically, this is 61 calories less that you get to save yourself on. And then finally, after I made that video talking about gut health, I started to drink more sparkling water, and I'll add a water enhancer to give it a bit more flavor. So give that a go. But these are the 10 healthiest foods, or substitutions, let me say. These are 10 amazing substitutions you can follow that will make your entire dieting process easier. Let me know by leaving the video the thumbs up if you want me to turn all these foods into meals to make a full day of eating and show you, hey, this is how I integrate it. Comment down below which one of these you do, and give me ideas if there's other foods in here that I can add that also is very low calorie, that's amazing, and then maybe I can make a part 2, and based off of your suggestions, I'll shout out everybody who gave me a really great one that I added in the video. So comment down below what are amazing options, and let me know, is this video helping you? Does this give you an idea of what to do next? And leave the video there, thumbs up. Okay, I'm gone. Peace, bye.